Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. It's been a little while, we've all been busy doing various LARP events and similar things, but we are back and this is the Tuesday party, emphasis on party because it's always a party with Carnal Eclipse. They are still down in the Underrealm. They have enlisted the help of Tiervat's Tal and through Varic and a lucky chance by pulling one of the cards of chance and getting a wish spell. He has had his, for want of a better word, boyfriend, Brakens, returns to him. A very unlikely ally for Carnal Eclipse, but here they are. And so, Carnal Eclipse find themselves hanging out with two demons. Now, they are in the Underrealm and in search of the shard, which is down there. They have discovered that this shard is in a hail, the sixth and lowest layer of the Underrealm, which is where the palace is, and it should be in the hoard of treasure. So that is where they are headed with the help of their two friends. However, they have had to make their way through, and they've been guided, but they found a few things on their way. They've gone through a different layer, but they found the back spiral staircase, entrenched in the rock heading downwards in darkness, splattered with splecks of blood and various things. They are going to make their way downwards now as they go on down through the staircase, and this is where we shall rejoin our wonderful players. So, let's see what they're all up to. Hello everybody! Why has someone shared Shrek's
watch the video?
No, I'm not watching Shrek is Love again. I'm not doing it. Shrek is Love is life.
No, the one above it, the 30-second Riding Hood one. Watch it till the end.
I don't know if I want to.
Well, it's the inspiration for the infomercial this session.
Okay, hang on. Japanese Little Red Riding Hood with balls. Why? Welcome to the session, guys. There's a Little Red Riding Hood, there's a deer and a wolf, and they're all stalking her, looking kind of creepy. This is really kind of creepy. Okay, she's dancing with the woodland creatures, and they've all got boobs, and now balls. So boobs are okay, but it's not okay to have balls, right?
With a little girl singing well. Yes, I don't think it's legal.
Welcome to the session, guys. I did just say it is always a party with Carnal Eclipse, emphasis on party, and I guess this is it.
Emphasis on carnal.
Emphasis on
just the way that was explained, it just reminded me of Arissa in the menagerie.
Yeah, welcome to the madness, guys. If you're not happy with anything that's going on, leave now or forever hold your peace, I guess. Yeah, just welcome, guys. It's going to be great. We're going to have a lovely time.
You guys do know about the Long John one, though, right?
I believe.
Long man.
Welcome.
I have to teach everything to you.
Welcome, guys. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great session. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fabulous. Nothing creepy is gonna happen here at all. It's all gonna be amazing, and lovely, and wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So you guys are currently. Good lord. You guys are currently in the hidden secret. Stop sharing the video.
Sorry, it's not the one.
You guys are currently in the again, for want of a better phrase, back passageway, which is a hidden secret set of stairs which are said to connect every layer of the Underrealm, but not many find them, so not many manage to use them. However, Tiervat and Brakens have managed to lead you there. Now you're heading down two at a time. The stairs are quite large, but they dip, but they're quite narrow as they twist round. It is a spiral staircase that keeps going. There are very few torches and it's very dimly lit. However, Arissa has thrown up dancing lights, as we remember from last session, so you guys can see the occasional dry blood splatters. And upon re-listening to the last episode, as all of our millions of viewers will know, one of the last things that happened was that Tiervat reached out and used his sleeve to wipe some of the blood off Brakens' face. It was very sweet. And you guys are heading on down this spiral staircase. So if you'd like to give me a sort of marching order, because you have to go 2 at a time. So Tiavat and Brakens are at the front. So who would like to be coming up just behind them?
I'd like to be above them.
Okay.
like to be above Varic with Arisa.
Okay.
Wait, above? I'm flying.
Well,
Oh,
it,
right.
it would be above
on the
above
stairs.
in terms of you're going down the stairs, so technically there'd be a step above you, but they'd be behind.
Oh, that way.
And Varic, you can fly, but you'd only be about a foot off the floor at this point.
In that case, I'm just walking.
Okay. No problem. Also,
With a bear trap in my hand.
I'm loving not a monkey saying nothing says romance like rubbing blood off your partner's face. I think that's true. I think it's very true. You know, there's nothing sweeter than committing murder or having a battle and then you wipe the blood off of their face. It's lovely. Depends on the foreplay.
Jesus Christ.
Lord! Honestly. You guys are disgraceful. And I love it. And I also love the fact that you've still got your pirate names. I forgot to change mine back from Bingo Boom Boom. So I've been Bingo Boom Boom like all day while I've been giving you guys updates. And I then changed it back to DM. So that's been entertaining. Okay, so we've got Tiavat and Brakens, then Varic, Hannibal and Arissa. I'm going to put Apricity in the middle because she would usually be somewhere near Arissa. So who would like to be next?
Well, I think Vitharchus will be bringing up the rear.
Okay. So the 2 paladins at the back?
Yeah.
Potentially, yep.
Okay. Okay. Verti and Ducky Wucky. Sorry, that is your name now. Alrighty, so Tiamat and Brakens, Varic, Hannibal and Arissa, Apricity, Ducky, Theratas, and I'll put Redo just beside Theratas as well. Okay, because Redo is here, but silently.
Pretty much dead at this point.
Alrighty, so as you guys heading on down the stairs, you guys wind on down. Arissa's dancing lights helping to lead the way. The 2 demons don't particularly need the lights, so you can keep it hovering over you guys as you're walking down. The steps are quite large and occasionally a little slippy in places, and some of them have started to grind away over the years. Although it doesn't seem like many people have ever used them, so they don't have the sort of indents that, you know when you visit an old castle and you go down those steps and there's sort of like grooves and dents where they've been worn away, where people have been stepping down them over the years. It doesn't have any of that, but it has got sort of age and wear and tear, and bits of rock from the ceiling have sort of crumbled away over time, and it does seem that the whole place obviously doesn't get very well maintained, being sort of secretive.
Secretive equals sloppiness.
Secretive equals sloppy. That's the first quote of the day. Secretive equals sloppiness. We may have found a title for part 1 of the episode right there. Well done, Hannibal.
Aw, thank you.
Could you type
That's all
it, Hannah?
Alright.
And pin it, if we're allowed any more pins on this channel. We did have to delete several of our pins because we had too many. And rather than deleting them all, we were just like, oh, we can just make a new channel and just keep moving. It's like just leaving chaos in our wake. We're not very green with our use of the internet. We tend to just leave our chaos.
Oh.
An adventure begins. I love it. So you guys, it will take you a few hours to get down these stairs to get as far as they're going to take you. As you guys are going down, is anyone wanting to have any conversations with anyone else as you are walking? You can hear each other. You're within about 10 feet, just, you know, to give each other space to get down the stairs. We haven't been back for a little while. Was there anyone who wanted to say or do anything as you're walking?
I'd like to say something to the demon couple in front of me.
Okie dokie.
Here we go. Hang on your seatbelts.
I think we need a private conversation at some point.
Okay. Hang on, sorry, I'm just writing this down.
That's exactly it, Verti, thank you.
There's just a meme up of someone just looking shocked and doing it. Oh god, by the power of Christ, please bless me, please bless me. Brakens is the one who turns around. Tiavat turns as well, which sort of it does a sort of boof 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 as everyone has to stop as they're walking down the stairs. Tiavat sort of turns and sort of raises an eyebrow curiously. Brakens does his ever so slightly cocky expression of, "Oh yes, about anything in particular, Varic?"
Technically, you owe me for, like, your life. And you owe me for bringing back your boyfriend.
Do go on.
Well, I think it needs to be planned and specifically talked about in private without any paladins near. Those last two words are a bit more terrifying.
Ragnar is going to say loudly, "No deals."
No deal.
I like the idea.
Any deals?
You can't even hear what's going on. You're shouting, "No deals! No!"
Deal or no deal.
He's the bank calling every now and then.
He already has one with me, so let's keep that in mind.
They're just
Oh god, sharks. Okay.
all the no deal gifts. Love it. No deal. Brakens takes half a step further up towards you, Varic, and says, "Alright, no paladins and no bear traps."
I'm not gonna mention the word deal, but I guess that's an agreeable rule.
Just shrug your shoulders.
I don't know why, but I can imagine him just like handing it to us and be like, "Hold my bear trap." She's just like, what?
There's three of those now.
I can wholeheartedly imagine this and think it would definitely happen. Hold my bear trap. Bracken says, "No deals. An agreeable circumstance for everyone in question," and holds his hand out to you.
I'm gonna fist bump it. I'm not
No.
gonna shake that hand. But as a sign of trust, I am putting my bear trap back on my hip
Okay.
instead of in my hand.
Okay, so you fist bump and put away bear trap.
Yep.
Alright. Without wanting to sound too much like a video game, Brackens has noticed this. And he sort of gives you a half nod, and he seems to know what a fist bump is, but you sort of fist bumped like his palm, and he's just sort of like shoots you the finger guns like.
Annabelle will just raise an eyebrow at the supposedly guns that can actually be used by guns if they have the right powers, and shake her head very slowly.
He'll shoot you a wink, Annabelle. Don't worry, haven't forgotten about you.
Annabelle will just stare at him like, "Oh, it's fine. As long as you don't kill him, it's fine."
He'll
Or
just,
her.
he just
I'll probably just
smile.
in her.
Alrighty. He smiles. Anything else, Varic?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Alrighty then. And he slings an arm around Tiavat's shoulder, and the two of them carry on walking. Okay. Anyone else?
I do wonder how. Can you even reproduce? I don't know. I've known some devils who can actually. This is curious.
Over his shoulder, without looking back at you, Brackens just sort of shouts, "Well, seeing as we're both male, that might be rather interesting."
You'd be surprised in what you can actually do.
No!
Seriously, do not even start that. I didn't even mention it, and look at me!
The therapist is just face palming up the back.
I'm just going to add that to the long list of notes I'm taking. Vitheritas face palms again.
He's gonna end up like that bunny girl from Gumball. The severe cranium injury.
No, he's just got a really steely forehead now. It's just like the flat of his hand, doof, doof, so many times. He's got like a leather effect skin now. He's got a +2 resistance to his forehead.
He's got barbed skin hide as well. It's like Velcro.
Yeah, he's fine. As always, Vitheritas is fine. I will say as well, I forgot to mention earlier, Narvinye will be walking with Ducky as well. There we go. Who is hopefully eating his ice cream.
I assume so.
Quack, quack.
I
mean,
was
yes.
like, you've muted yourself, that must mean you're eating your ice cream.
It's true.
I love it. If anyone thinks of anything else you'd like to talk about as you're going through, do let me know. However, as you're all passing down the spiral staircase, could you all do me a quick perception check, please?
That was a long roll.
I am glad I get advantage.
We're starting this well.
Well done.
Perception. Right.
Please tell me that's everyone, because I rolled a nat 20.
Surprisingly, Orisa is the one paying attention.
I like it. Oh, a
Ragnar's-
natural one for Varic. He's put the bear trap away, but he's just too distracted by the demon.
He has to make sure it goes on the belt just right. Otherwise it might bite his leg off.
I
Okay.
need access, but not to destroy my leg.
I'm going to say Ducky Wucky with your 7. You are distracted by Narvinye being a little alluring as she walks next to you. And she can actually light up everything quite well, which should technically help with your perception. But I'm going to go with you're distracted by the flamey boobs.
Oh yeah, Ragnar's also making some comments about, like, it feels like they've been in hell for like a month, maybe even more. He's straddling off things like that as well.
Annabelle is trying to calculate exactly what she would have to do to have two guys to have a child, so...
That's okay. Hannibal, with your 11, you might catch this. So Vitheritas, Orisa, you guys definitely catch this. I'm going to say Hannibal, you might notice after they point it out. You two notice as you round one particular corner. I mean, obviously the whole thing is corner, but for the sake of argument, as you round one particular section of staircase, your dancing lights catch a patch of wall, and scrawled, like using some sort of chisel to engrave it, like a piece of graffiti. You notice both demon boys pause and rest their fingers on the wall and just look at something, and then carry on walking. They say nothing to the rest of you, but they do have a quick embrace and a kiss as they carry on walking down the stairs, very carefully down the stairs. And the dancing lights do pick out that there is some graffiti on the wall. It's been chiseled in, and it is a B and a heart, and at the bottom is a T.
That's adorable. I bet they boned here.
Now you're thinking straight.
Is that in character, Orisa?
I think she still hasn't really quite clicked that they're gay.
Oh,
Really?
Like even with Varic going like, "Oh, your boyfriend," she's just like, "Huh," because they're boys and they're friends.
Oh, Orisa. Oh, sweetie, no.
She's not very good at telling who's gay. I mean,
Her gay
God.
head is broken.
Oh, bless. Nobody except for Vitheritas and Arissa notice that as you're going through. Hannibal, you are still thinking and discussing potential ways for them to reproduce, and everybody else is distracted with their own little things as you're going along. Hannibal's put up a of a gaydar at 0%. Arissa's gaydar, blip, blip, blip. Everything's normal here, guys. Blip, blip. Two guys furiously making out in the corner.
Straight.
Two demons furiously making out in the corner. Blip, blip. No, nothing getting here, but it's all good. It's all chill. They're just friends. It's fine. Why is he got his tongue down his throat? They're friends. It's really good. Really good friends.
They're best friends.
Best friends. Very good friends.
Oh god, you're that character from Fresh Off the Boat, the mother. Jesus. I'll send you a gift later.
I like it. There's a picture of a flamey dude with flames for hair and mustache. A flamey mustache. I love it. And it's the baby of the fire stripper and Ducky. I like it. I mean, technically, she can't be a fire stripper as she has no clothes.
She'll strip of less fire.
That's the excuse I use.
She's a fire, a fire nudist. A fire naturist.
Just send Todoroki's there, he has spandex.
It'll be
think this reference
beautiful,
are
beautiful
lost
children. Their procreation might be just as awkward as the two demon boys. It'll be interesting to see this world full of descendants you guys leave and create in your wake of madness.
It's the start of the royal house.
This assumes we'll survive.
Yeah, you can survive long enough to have children, right? It's gonna happen. It's gonna be fine.
Hey, our next line needs to be your adventurers.
Your next campaign can just be you guys playing the weird descendants of the weird combinations of races that you guys created. So, yeah, that can now be your mission. Find the strangest NPC to bang you possibly can, and then next time you get to play their kid. Deal? And it's okay, you're allowed to make deals with the DM in the Underrealm, just no actual humans. Fine. Deals with the DM will not to be evilly reciprocated. They may be. Was anyone else wanting to have any conversations before you carry on, or shall we skip you down a couple of hours of walking? Excellent. In which case,
at about the 3/4 mark,
Mhm.
Varic will start complaining. Is it fast?
are we there yet?
The therapist will shout up, "Don't make me come up there.
I'm there.
You're further up the queue."
So, Daddy has spoken.
I'm just gonna...
Daddy 30.
Yep.
Well, he is like the sensible parent of the group and the zookeeper. He is the animal wrangler, the...
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, my food too. I'll leave mic on.
Oh, good. You can still hear me.
Yay! Ah, yes, we have our Varic and our Vitheritas. Oh, our two Vs are in the same place today. It's very exciting. It's very exciting for us. That means our Varic is in the UK, guys.
Woo!
I find it ironic that Varic is finally in the UK and he's with the Australian. But
Yep.
never mind.
See more people Saturday.
Yeah. So, you guys carry on walking after another few hours of Varic every so often complaining, getting a little bit of a rumbly tummy. You guys, although Varic, you do have some jerky that was given to you by Apricity as a distraction that you may eat as you go along.
I'll try and ration it, which means that I'll probably eat all in the first half hour.
Within about 10 minutes, most of it is gone. Uh-oh. Alrighty. After a few hours, Tiavat calls back to you guys, and he says, "It shouldn't be too long now. We're nearly approaching the..." And he's cut off mid-sentence as you all hear a very large rumbling noise. And the staircase itself, which is embedded in rock, starts to shudder and quake, and you can hear sounds of rocks beginning to crumble and slam away. It's not coming from above you, it's coming from the side of you, as if something is hitting against the rock the staircase is built into. As this rumbling continues, the stairs themselves begin to shake, and the rocks around you begin to ever so slowly break apart, meaning the steps you're standing on are starting to fall apart as well. Tiavat and Brakens shout to you all to hurry, and you have to race downwards. They say there's not much further to go. You're only a few rounds going round and round the staircases from getting to the bottom. But I need you all to do me dexterity checks as you are going down, as the stairs themselves are starting to collapse underneath your feet. It's going down.
Up in heavens.
I'm yelling timber. This is me reading out the comments, by the way. This isn't me just singing because...
Can I grab Ariza and run with her? Like, since she's like super stout for some reason.
Dexterity check.
I'm very dexterous.
Was it check or
I'm just
save?
being very dexterous.
Is it
She
check
just
or-
looks at Hannah. I'm very dexterous, and then like backflips.
Was that a dex check or a save?
Dex.
Okay.
And I can imagine Hannah just being like, Ursula, you're pregnant!
I'm fine! I've never been better.
Indeed.
Okie dokie. Oh, ducky wucky. You're getting better. It's getting better.
Marginally. I was hoping it would be acrobatics.
Oh yeah, rocks started to next to it.
Okay.
Yeah, the staircase has started to crumble away because something is hitting it from the side. Alright, so you guys managed to continue running down the last of these stairs. Ducky Wucky, you do slip on the last couple, but you land literally as you're coming around the corner of the last section of the staircase, that you catch yourself as one of the last bits of stair collapses underneath you. Narvinia manages to sort of glide across it, being all flamey. However, you do get caught and end up landing on your butt as you land at the bottom of the stairs on the ground. However, you only land on your butt, so you've probably got a bit of a bruise on your spine, but you only take about 5 points of damage.
Okie dokie. That could have been a lot worse.
Well, we can still make it that.
No making it worse, please. Not yet.
Okay.
It's very alive as it is.
I feel like this is the point where it's just like, let's make it worse. Draws every single card from the deck.
Don't encourage him.
You know the worst part? They reshuffle, I can do it again soon.
That's very true. He can pull out the same card many, many times depending on what he rolls. Although it does change every time he rolls. However, use for another time. There we are. Lovely. So you guys have arrived gracefully and elegantly, most of you, on the bottom step. Brakens and Tiavat at the front panting. And you hear Brakens, as you all come screeching down the staircase, announce to sort of Tiavat and himself going, buildings just keep collapsing around me recently. Which is a joke for those of you who are Sunday Party members as well. And those of you who may have listened to the Sunday Party. Interestingly, you will note he doesn't say how long ago that was, but that's a Sunday Party treat for you all. Time moves differently in the Underrealm. Dun, dun, dun. And you see that there is a large door. It's huge. It would fit about 4 people through at the same time. There are 2 doors, like a big double door, and it's huge and round, and it's made of very dark, oaky looking wood, but it's almost black. Probably through some sort of burning process the wood's been through, and it's got deep red handles. Brakens taps it with his finger and says, a hail once again. Well, welcome to my merry home. Enjoy! And you guys can hear a as you approach these two doors, you can hear the sounds of essentially fighting. You can hear spells and growling and things hitting each other. You can hear the clashes of steel. You can hear thumps and thuds. You can hear running feet. You can hear screaming, shouting in various different language, including some strange combination, that weird combination of demonic, abyssal, that makes up the Underrealms language, that some of you can roughly translate. If you know either of those, you can sort of pick out different words. Are you guys ready to go through the doors into a hail?
Vitharitus is going to take his weapons out, but yeah.
So is Ragnar.
Annabelle's just gonna check that there is a shield is still working.
Yeah.
Varic
Okay.
is gonna walk over to Brekens.
Varic.
I'm not picking this up to break any agreeable It might help us when we go through that door, though.
Aim it at me, it will be the last thing you ever do. Aim it at something attacking my boyfriend, I'll love you until the day you die.
I don't think which threat is worse.
Alrighty, so you
With that, I
guys.
pull out my trident and my back trap.
Alright. Okay. So, Brekens pulls open the two double doors, and you guys find yourselves in a hail. You are greeted by a battleground. Looking around, you can see large rocky walls. You can see lava flowing around. You can see deep pits in the ground. You can see where waterfalls of lava are making moats and rivers and various things. You can see what used to be paths and buildings, and deep in the center you can see a huge palace, towering tall towers and black stone making up most of the facade, and a huge imposing castle. However, this palace castle, half of it has been blasted away and it's started to crumble and decay. The land around you is in chaos. You can smell burning, you can smell blood. Vitharitas, you have very distinct flashbacks to when you got hauled back in time and you went and saw the war in Trevice. There is blood splattered across the floor. There is screaming and shrieks. There are bodies of what looks like demons and strange, demonic, devilish creatures all over the place. Anyone here speak Abyssal or, Infernal?
Infernal
Speak
is
everything.
Hannibal, yes. And that was Vitharitas. You do one
Infernal.
of them. Obviously. Tiefling Infernal. Duh. Vitharitas, you can understand a little bit of what's being said. It's not all in Infernal. It's like a weird combination of Infernal and something else. But a bit like if you speak French, you can sort of understand a little bit of other European languages. And if you speak Latin, you can have a base in lots of other things. You can piece some of it together and you can work out sort of an idea of what's being said. You can hear, it sounds like two different groups. It sounds like they've been split. You can hear a lot of creatures that seem to be shouting about someone who returned and something about overthrowing. And you can hear another group shouting something about find him and banish him from this place. And they seem to be in uproar with each other. You can see various winged creatures clashing in the skies. You can see groups running at each other. The palace itself seems to stand almost vacated. And you notice that all this battle is going on the grounds. Houses are wrecked, and the entire land seems to be ravaged with just creatures fighting.
So
Tiavat.
Vitharitas is going to look across and go, is it always a war zone here?
Brekens is sort of stood with his arms folded watching this. Tiavat looks shocked. And he turns to you, Veritas, and says, No, this is new. This is, And he looks to Brakens, who smiles a wide smile and says, Ah, yes, I can in fact take credit for, and he points around all of this, in fact. It's, they weren't very happy I came back. And you look around and see gestures at this sea of utter chaos and pandemonium. Yeah, they weren't very happy about it. They, my brothers tried to, put me on trial for, treason, essentially. Although, coming back to reclaim the throne that belongs to me rightfully isn't exactly treasonous, but, there you are. They did this. He points to where his horns used to be, and he's now got sort of ripped off stubs on the top of his head. They did that. And he points to where Hannibal has healed over the stub of his tail. And I did that. And he points to where the palace has half collapsed in on itself. Yeah. I mean, unintentionally, I was thrown, but still, I like to think of myself as a bit of a wrecking ball, as it were. And the rest, they did themselves. I think they're looking for me, and he points up to several creatures in the sky that Veritas and Hannibal, obviously, you can hear they're the ones who are shouting, find him, banish him, treason, that kind of thing. And he points to several of the other creatures who are running about and fighting against them. And they are just up for a little bit of disorder and got kind of bored of the way my brothers were running things. So neither are really on my side, as it were, but, yeah. Welcome to my kingdom, my little slice of heaven.
Well, it's very lively.
Thank you. I like to take care of it.
What do you believe in destroying the other half and just building something new over that wreckage?
You are a woman after my own heart. If I was not already in a committed relationship, I would at least peck you on the cheek.
Thank you, but I believe I'm too old for you.
Probably. So, he continues. Now, what exactly was it you guys wanted down here? Sorry, I just saw that gif. There's gifs of Veritas just trying to do maths. And that face just going, oh!
It's gonna break your mind, don't do it.
It's like, Veritas, no, don't try to think, don't do it! No, that's unfair. He does very well when he thinks.
Rosie,
Yes.
I cast Pass Without Trace on our entire group.
Okay. Okay.
And then I say, we should be hidden now.
What did you say? Sorry, got cut off?
Varic's casting
hidden
Pass
now.
Without a Trace on you guys, so you get a... Is it plus 10, I believe, to that? Everyone
Yes,
gets
yeah.
a plus 10 to their self-checks. So... Which means I need to roll things. While I'm rolling things, Brakens has asked you guys what exactly you are after down here.
The treasury, to which I'm not too appristy.
Something disgusting.
Okay.
So, Rissa, you might know better how to explain the whole what we're looking for thing.
Big old shiny thing.
Awesome. And for that, we need to get in the treasury. And he looks towards the half-collapsed palace.
Can I just quickly put on my goggles just to double check?
Yeah, you can do, yes. You can do me a perception with advantage for that one, Arissa.
Varic still doesn't completely understand.
Thank you for the advantage. I rolled an 18 and then a 5.
Oh. You can still see the bits on Tiavat's palms, but ignoring that, you can see wisps of it around a hail, and you can see much more of it emanating from where the collapsed palace is.
She nods, just like, yeah.
At Nabarista, ahoy! Brakens is sort of looking from you in the crazy goggles to the palace and back again and going, well, I'm still not 100% sure how I got out of there in the first place.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, that was you. Yeah, that was. Thank you. That was excellent. And he looks back at the palace, just so satisfying, you know, building something to knock it down again. But getting in might be a little tricky.
Therapist is gonna get a grin, look at Arissa, raise an eyebrow, go makeover.
Her eyes get red. She takes off the goggles so that you can see how big her eyes
Why
have
did
got.
you say that?
Makeover!
The therapist is remembering a certain bloody dress.
Rita? No, think of the baby.
A little makeup's not gonna hurt my baby.
It's gonna give it bad taste. Don't do it.
Sweetie, any child of mine is never gonna have bad taste.
Burn!
I can make it have bad taste, woman.
Don't you dare.
Oh no, you won't.
Oh no, she didn't.
Bear trap at Hannah.
No, you better don't. So Arissa, who are you giving the makeover to?
I don't know, she had makeover and got excited.
Veritas! Oh my god, I love it. The RuPaul memes. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I need to do a character based on RuPaul now.
So the therapist is just gonna gesture towards Brick. They're looking for him.
Bracken strikes a pose. Me. This guy right here. This guy.
You have enough power to kill them if they do attack you. Or are we gonna have to be your bodyguards?
Well, if he's someone they're not looking for.
Brackens will turn to you, Arissa, at this point. He will turn to you, Arissa, and Brackens will say, "Go on then, make me over."
She's just standing there looking at him very thoughtful. It's probably the most action her brain has seen for a while. Okay, yeah, I've got an idea.
I'm a bit confused. Aren't you a high devil? Can't you just change shape?
Change shape? Why on earth would I want to do that? Have you seen this face?
Yes, it's a face they're looking for. I'm probably gonna beat to a pulp.
I mean, my makeup application skills are pretty top notch, but if you can just change the shape of your face for a while, that would work really much better.
And maybe make an illusion around your horns so they don't look so
Broken?
I was trying to say something nicer, but yes, that works.
The word you're looking for is.
I mean, shush, Varic. I mean, that is literally what they did to them, so it's descriptive, if not.
He sort of scratches the back of his missing horns and says, changing how I look is sadly not in my repertoire.
Makeover it is then.
I hoped you were going to say that. And he sits down on a rock really close to the door and gives Tiavat a quick nudge in the ribs and goes, "You'll still love me anyway, won't you, Pookie?" And gives him a wink. And Tiavat sort of rolls his eyes and goes, "Just do it."
I vomit.
Truly not in your repertoire, or you just never learned it because you thought it was a waste of time?
Both.
I figured.
To be fair, at this point, I think it would have saved your life.
Okay.
It's a very useful skill, you know.
So, Arissa, you can roll with advantage.
Woo!
Well,
I'm
just doing.
What am I
something else.
rolling?
I will say. I will call it performance. Why not?
Vitheritus is just standing there like this.
Is he also holding out the pink dress?
Yep.
So 19
We can make
altogether.
some earring holes with the
Okie dokie.
trap.
While this is happening, Hannibal is looking very
Very
closely at his horns, or some lost horns, and she's grimacing a little. You know, if I ever lost my horns, I would probably commit mass genocide. I could try and bring them back at some point.
Here, earring hole.
Okay. Varic,
Yes.
would you like to go in the DM chat or would you like to do this here?
DM chat is a good idea.
Okay.
This fills me with happiness.
Look at that.
While
I'm just surprised he didn't react to the point that I have horns. I thought he would start screaming devil.
we'll go in the Bothwell chat. We'll be back momentarily, everybody. While Arissa is painting the face, and you and Vitheritas can convince him to put the pink dress on. Although, it won't take a lot of convincing. I'll leave you on that. Right, Varic, to the Bothwell chat.
Hello.
Hello. So, you have pulled a card that has reshuffled. For those of you, millions of people who are listening, Varic sent me a message saying while all the makeovers were going on, he would like to pull a card. He has rolled for it, and he has rolled a 17, which in the reshuffle deck has got you a card you recognise. And you have a choice.
Someone's getting out.
It is a card. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's a card you recognise, which you have seen before. You can have a choice, and the choice that you don't quite hear a voice, but you feel something within you. You can look for yourself, or you can look for somebody else.
Oh god, it's that card. Varic is feeling selfish right now. He'd look for himself.
Okay. Your eyes sort of glaze over and you see a lot of white for a second, and then you feel your heart sort of pulled away from your chest, and through a white sort of haze you see a vision, and you see an airship. But it's only half of an airship. It seems like it's coming through some sort of portal in the sky, and the airship is disappearing fast. And it's got rope ladders hanging from it. And you are one of the last scrambling to get to the ladders. And as you jump and reach for it, you miss, and you are left standing on the ground as a horde of dark, shadowy creatures come bum rushing toward you from all sides, and the airship vanishes into a portal in the sky which closes up. And with that, the vision disappears. The white light returns to your eyes, and then your heart's back in your chest, and you are standing in front of I assume, pink dress-clad demon, but we will find out.
We'll find out soon.
We'll find out. All right, I'll meet you back in the normal chat.
Yeah, of course. See you a bit.
One of my favorites is the stormtrooper banging its head on a door.
Yeah,
I
that one's
love
brilliant.
that was the sentence I came back in on.
They also, in one of the later versions of it, put it in as a sound effect because there wasn't originally a sound effect for it. But in the remastered versions, there's now a thunk when he actually hits it.
And have you seen one of the Godfathers that has a gun that has the red fake thing on the top?
I haven't seen that one.
You should look for it.
Yeah.
I saw another documentary. It was hilarious.
There's also a Ute in the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, there's many in the Lord of the Rings.
As they're entering Lothlorien, there is a 4-wheel drive absolutely flooring it through the fields in the background. And you can see the dust trail, so it kind of looks like the world's fastest horse. Because
and
it's doing
an
something like
airplane
100.
doing the barbaric, if I'm not mistaken.
I love this. I will be ending this recording in a second and starting the next one. What I will tell to you guys is, you are doing this makeover on Brookends. Are you going to put the pink dress on him, just to clarify?
What did make him clash with the rest of hell? There's enough red.
Yep.
Put him in the dress.
I agree.
No, it's gonna clash. At least make something darker.
The dress.
He will
Think
happily
of the palette, woman.
He will happily put the dress on if you give it to him.
Arissa snatches the dress and shoves it at him.
How
If you harm her, I'm gonna have to harm you.
Brookends just takes the dress calmly and goes, wouldn't dream of it. How do I look? And he puts the dress on. What is he currently looking like, Arissa? You rolled spectacularly, so how would you like him to look? Varic, roll me a constitution check while you're doing that.
Make him look like me.
Ooh,
There is
As
a
in me in that photo.
beautiful picture of Ducky Wucky. Hang on one sec. I will just try and get a picture of it up. I will try my best. Give me a moment.
Excellent.
I am just going to... Oh no.
It's pinned. It's back in the beginning of the pins. If we didn't ruin that.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to do display capture really quickly so that we can capture this beautiful picture. There it is. Beautiful picture.
I definitely
right.
need to do more drag.
I think you do. I think it would be amazing. Just going to load. There we go. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to zoom in. Oh, it's so much better zoomed in. Oh, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's marvellous. I'm now going to stop.
Rosie,
Yes.
the picture I threw in the group, is that him?
Brickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I have currently got RuPaul's Drag Race gifts. And yes, that is Brookends, only he has no horns anymore.
Does he still have wings?
No.
Okay.
Everything has been chopped off. Everything. He's not a very happy bunny at the moment.
Everything's been chopped off.
Well, not quite everything. Arissa, what is he looking like now? Is he looking like the gif you've sent me?
Yeah.
Of RuPaul. Okay. Okay, so he's now looking like RuPaul in a pink dress. He does a sort of twirl. Varic, what was your constitution roll?
19.
Okay, yeah, you maintain concentration on your Pass Without a Trace spell. And before I shut off this recording, I will say to all of you, oh my god, he didn't have his penis chopped off. Stop putting pictures up of fucking thingy Game of Thrones.
Oh god.
He still has his complete member. Freaking on. God. I really wish I could say he warmed to me, but he really didn't. Sorry. We shouldn't talk about Game of Thrones. There's far too many options for spoilers. No Game of Thrones spoilers here. None at all. Although if everyone wants to hear my pretend ending for Game of Thrones, I will tell you that later on, because I have
so many theories, dude. I just want to chat with somebody who wants to chat about it.
I wrote a fake ending, which I used on someone once who was badgering me, going like, oh my god, about Game of Thrones.
You just wrote a fanfic.
And they
What's
would
all you
up.
did?
And I was like, look, I don't want to talk about it too much because other people might hear spoilers. And they're like, no, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, well, you know what? I actually...
You can tell me afterwards.
I said I totally, like, you know, illegally watched the last ever episode. Yeah, I totally found it online, and they believed me because they were being really annoying, so I just made up this complete lie. And then they were like, what? So I pretended to ruin Game of Thrones for them because they were annoying me. It was really funny. I'll tell you all that one later. So, just before I turn off this bit of the recording, because I've got about 4 minutes left, you managed to make over the beautiful Brookends, who is now named Brookenza. And as he's doing a twirl, and he takes your hand, Orissa, and kisses it very lightly whilst looking at Hannibal to make sure that she is not going to go mad.
She just raises an eyebrow.
Tiamat looks over and sort of raises an eyebrow. I still would. And while all this is going on, you guys notice that Varic has gone a little quiet. Stood behind you. And he is standing very, very still. And while Orissa is doing things, a couple of you may look over and you would notice that his eyes have gone completely white. And he's staring off into the middle distance. And after about a minute, his eyes change back to normal, and he sort of jumps on the spot, and he stands back with you. And I believe, as you texted in chat a minute ago, says, "Oh fuck," and comes back to consciousness. And that's where we minute.
Oh, can I quickly? Like,
yeah.
So in that minute of him just like staring off, Ragnar will have like just held a piece of food in front of him and just been like, Varic.
Hey, pretty boy. Come back. Hey.
So I'm gonna put Ragnar holds food in his face. No response. Dun dun dun. So that will be the end of part 1. We will be back momentarily, and I believe we may in fact be back with some infomercials. so we'll be back in just a few moments. I apologise in advance for these infomercials.